My name is Yemi, and I welcome you to the maiden edition of the show, Complicated. Complicated is a show that brings to you the intrigues, the drama, and the dilemma in relationship, in your relationship. It promises to be a mind-blowing experience that will take us to the next level. We will converse, we will communicate, and we will come to agreement and also disagreement at some times. I have a guest here with me. Hi.
Hello.
If I may ask, what is your relationship status?
It is very complicated. Like he said, is your relationship complicated? We'll talk about it. I'll see you soon.
We will see you soon. Join us. All right, good morning, everybody, and good morning to our viewers out there all around the world. My name is Yemi, and I'll be your host for this maiden of the show titled Complicated. Complicated. Complicated, right? And with me in the studio this morning is going to be my co-hosts,
Asia Falana.
Asia Falana.
Yes.
Thank you for being on the show with me and hosting the premiere show. And to really start with this morning, if you're joining us, we would like to communicate with you. We would like to converse with you and talk life to life, right? And you can reach us on our WhatsApp. It's 1317 6469, and that will be the WhatsApp calling, and we'll be willing to answer your calls. And we're live on Instagram and Facebook right now, and it's at official.live-events. Official.live-events. And if peradventure you're not here right now and you want to watch the show later, you can subscribe to our YouTube link on at official.live-events. The event is without an S. The event is without an S, and we're going to really discuss stuff today, Asia.
All right.
And it's all about relationship.
Ooh, that's a good topic.
Yes.
Yes.
And I think a lot of our viewers out there have been waiting and waiting for this day.
Okay.
So, once again, we want to apologize for starting late. This will not occur next week, we can assure you. Being the first time, we're trying to put a lot of technical things together. And we'll be talking about a topic today. Guess what the topic is?
Tell me what the topic is.
All right. It's titled Separately Together.
Wow, what a combination.
What a combination,
Yeah.
Asia. Separately Together. And we'll start to converse and talk about these things when we come back after this commercial break. We want to tell you, don't go away, stay on the dial. And we'll be right there with you after this commercial. Don't go away. very some of our clients and some of our customers who want to, of course, advertise. And please do not forget, if you want to advertise on this show, you can reach us on that same WhatsApp group, which is +1 317 406 6469. And trust me, we'll be willing to have a meeting with you and we can talk and see how, your adverts and all your products can be advertised on this show. Do not forget, this is a global network and everyone around the world is watching. So, advertising on this show will be the best thing that will be happening to your business. Right, Aisha?
That's right.
All right, let's begin this conversation.
Let's begin.
Separately together.
I know the viewers are probably wondering, separate but together?
Together.
Wow, okay.
Yes.
How did this come about?
Well, trust me, it's a survey and a
Okay.
lot of our, viewers out there are asking these questions and that's why we're putting it out, right?
Yeah.
Separately together. This is a very, very complicated part of a relationship. And you see people in a relationship or in a marriage, and of course the marriage is meant to be, the amalgamation of two
One.
to become one.
Right.
But trust me, they are still living separately.
But together.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there are different angles to this that we'll be discussing. One, we'll be talking about the finances.
That's
So-
a big part.
In fact, especially in this part of the world,
Yes.
that's a very big part, right?
That's a very big
Where
part.
people would be in marriage and everyone is scared of spending with the other person,
Or
of
having the same account.
account and all
Yeah,
that.
yeah, that's
But
true.
let's start with that. What do you think about that? Having the same account in a relationship or in a marriage, so to say.
Right. I mean, they're all the same. So I think having a account together, it depends on the understanding that you both have. Yeah, because if you guys don't have a common understanding, there might be problems, there might be issues that come across, depending on maybe the woman. Usually the women are always spending more money, right? So if you have obligations and we have bills in the house or whatever it is, and the woman is spending more, even though we know there's a bill coming due at the end of the month or the beginning of the month. So I think it just depends on maybe you guys' understanding of either having the same account or the expenses that you guys need to do. But I want to hear your point of view because as a man, I know you probably buy things differently. So
Yes, and we'll be talking about a lot of true life stories on these, things we've heard and how some of these things really end. Trust me, there is nothing bad in having an account together.
right.
Especially if there is love, if there's trust, and of course, if there is communication, which is very, very key
That's
in
right.
relationships or marriage. But over time, just like you said, we've had people, spending more than others. And I think this is where this should come in. We should strike a balance at some point.
That's right.
Like, trust me, I used to have some friends who believe that we can have a joint account, but we still have a separate
Separate
account.
ones. Yeah.
And for me, different strokes for different folks.
That's right.
The way it works for Peter might not work for Paul.
That's right.
Right? And I used to be of the school of thought that, see, do what works for you.
Yeah.
Do what works for you. If you need to have an account for either the kids or for a project, you can have that. And if you need to have an account, separate account for your personal stuff. Now, it now depends on what you bring to the table.
Like what?
Okay, now, and this is it. If I earn $6,000 a month, right? As an executive, or 6 or 7, and the other person earns $3,000. How do you balance that?
This is why it's separately but together because you're already making that one person's already making more. So instead of coming together, this is one of the reasons why I think that sometimes in a relationship, either one person or the other person thinks they're making more, so they should be able to come to a different common ground. So if we're in a relationship and it's supposed to be 50-50 or same, it doesn't matter if the other person is making more or not, right?
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand that, right? And for me, I think it's still about communication and love. Right, the man is the man. I don't like it or not.
Of course.
The man, in those part of the world, in some part of the world, the man should cater for the family, no matter how it is. So if a man earns more, what comes into the purse or probably the joint account should be more. Now it's all about communication too. So
All about communication.
yes, because I think where this all these things starts is communication. If you don't at some point talk about these things before you go into marriage or a relationship, you will hit the rock.
Yeah.
And for me, I tell a lot of people, see, talk about these things. Talk about these things before you even say yes to someone.
That's right.
Don't believe that, hey, when we get to the bridge, we'll cross it. No.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Some bridges collapse before you get there. Trust me.
The foundation.
Yes. So it's something that is worthy, to talk about. Talk about how you're going to streamline that. This is for this is for that, and there won't be a problem.
Right.
So it's been an issue, and these are some of the reasons why the show has come live. It's come to bear so that people will be able to, understand some of these things.
Right.
Before you go into a relationship, talk about it. Talk about your finances. Talk about the connection with family and a lot of things, right? And some of those things will be settled even before you get into it, right?
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that because I think a lot of mistakes that occur while you become one or you become a couple, whether it's in a relationship or marriage, I think it has to do with the fact that you have not come to a common ground before that relationship started. So it's important. I'm in agreement with you in the sense of you do need to have that communication because it's a big part of relationship. And having that common understanding, which comes all back together. So I think we're saying pretty much the same thing, and this is why we need to be able to understand what is our goals. Is your goal the same as mine? Is my understanding the same as yours? If it's not, how can we come together to have that same understanding to be able to have something occur? Yeah.
Very true. I agree with you, and come to think of this, separately together. We've had these issues over time and this is not, we're in a mature communication right now, so we need to talk about some of these things, right? I've had situations of a father and a mother having 3-bedroom flats, right? And the father has a room and the mother has a room.
Why?
So
I want to hear
I'm
this.
telling you this for real and for free.
Okay.
These things happen. A woman would have a separate room, the man would have a separate room. And probably when they want to get together, they walk into the man's room.
Okay.
What do you think about that? Because for me, that is, separately together. Because for God to have joined you together, you're supposed to live in one room, you're supposed to, So what do you think about that?
They're living under one roof though, right?
They're living under one roof.
Right. No, but
separate rooms. Good night, I'm in my room, and
I'll talk to you later. I'll see you tomorrow. Yeah, I honestly, what's the point of coming into a relationship when that's going to occur? First of all, not only that is a waste of money because you could have just gotten that 2-bedroom, right? Because it costs more when you have more bedrooms anyway. So I think they say that some people do it because they feel like that's the best way they can work together. But my understanding is when you become one, or when you are in a relationship, you become one. In the sense of everything that you do should be togetherness. That togetherness is important. So if you're already sleeping in different rooms, when you're both supposed to be in one room, what's the point? You're already creating that separation, which comes from this title that we're talking about, separate but together. So I think already creating that from the get-go already sets in motion that separation before you even become together.
And I think some of these things, they're happening, and they're true life stories.
Yeah.
And for me, I just believe that why should couples stay in different rooms? Come on now, just like you said, it's safe cost, even when you rent a 2-bedroom.
Right.
You know, but in situations, and one of the things, I must tell you this for free, one of the reasons why at times, it's not like you shouldn't have many rooms in the house, but when you have many rooms, trust me, it is possible that a man will need some space at some point.
Yeah.
Hey,
As a woman.
don't give me space. I don't want space. I don't want space, Aisha. Stay with me. Let's stay in one room, right? Because it now depends. I just want to be alone.
Yeah.
Hey, in marriage, you shouldn't be alone. Whatever it is, you should talk to somebody.
Right.
And that's why communication cannot be taken away, right?
That's right.
All right.
Yeah.
And if you're just joining us once again on this show, this is the show Complicated, talking about relationships, the dilemma of relationships, and we're here to converse, right? We're here to talk one-on-one and, also share those ideas. And don't forget, we have a disclaimer on this show. We are not relationship experts, neither are we. We're just here to talk, put out that communication and let people, talk about it. And if you want to reach us, you can reach us on our WhatsApp so that we can talk right now on +1 317 406 6469. The number to dial again on WhatsApp is 1-317 406 6469, and we'll be willing to talk. And you can always join us every Saturday on our Instagram and our Facebook handles at official.live-events. At official.live-events. That's on Facebook and Instagram. And if you missed any of our show, please feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel at official.live-events. The event is without the S. Please do not forget, at official.live-event. And here, we will be talking about relationship issues. What are these issues? So many. And this is the first episode, trust me. And we're in season 1. I think we're going on at like 13 episodes for season 1. So it's worth it. Let's be on this show together, and trust me, we would ride on an altitude, a very high altitude on this show together. Now, money. And we're going back to the issue of money.
Finances, yes.
Money, they say, is the root of all evil. And somehow, money is still what brings about love. And without money, I stand to be corrected. Without money, love is, I don't know. Let's talk about this, because that is why people still live in a marriage separately.
Because of finances.
Because of finances, right? And this is something that had eaten into the fabrics of relationships and marriages, and it has really damaged some of very fine relationships. I've seen a lot of relationships, and it has happened before where money becomes an issue. And I still repeat, communication at the beginning is very, very, very key, right? So, what will be your take about how to talk about finances in your marriage? Suppose you want to get married or you have a relationship. What is your own take on that? How should these things play out?
So, I got distracted by the T. Repeat that again.
All right. So, talking about finances
Yes.
in relationship or marriage, what's your take on that? How do you think these things should be shared out?
Okay. And this goes back to what we were talking about earlier. When it comes to finances, I think that when you become one, you should be able to share. If the other person is making more than you and is able to actually cover those costs, why not do it? I know sometimes what we hear is the man should be responsible.
And so if I may ask, if it's the woman that's more financially buoyant than that, would you say she should cover the entire cost or cover like 80% of the cost?
No, that's what I'm saying. There's no percentage. There's no actual percentage put onto it.
Okay.
So if I'm able to do it, why not do it? You know. However, as a female, as a woman, we want to spend money on ourselves.
Okay.
Let's be honest. We want the men to do everything, and the men say we're the leaders, we're the providers. So if you're saying you're the leader, you're the provider, go ahead and provide. However, I think there's time that sometimes the men will need help. You know, it's not just when you come to a relationship, it's not just, oh, I'm in this relationship because I want the men to take care of me as a woman. You want them to be in a relationship because you feel like you guys coming together can be able to create something good together. What are the goals that you guys have? What are the compliments that you guys are trying to work on? So if, example, let's say my man is not able to cover all those things, why can I not step in as a woman to be able to help him? That's why I don't think that there should be a take in the sense of the man has to do 75% or 80% and the woman has to do 10% or 15%. I think, man, yes, as a provider, do what you're able to do. However, if the man is not able to do it, women, let's step up.
Women, step up your game, man. Step it up.
But
Asia,
man-
say it up. I take it for your words, Asia. Women,
No
step up
problem.
your game. Step up your game. But you know, I trust the women we have out there, strong women,
Oh, yeah.
independent women who
Yes.
are ready to, you know, help. And trust me, I think it's the world is so much going around and things are changing.
Things are changing.
You know. And once again, we want to encourage you to please call on our WhatsApp so that we can talk. That's why we're here, right? And you can reach us on +1 317 406 6469. +1 317 406 6469. Just calling and let's have this conversation running.
Yeah, I want to hear them. I want to hear them call in. 'Cause
Yes.
I want to hear not just from you and I, but from other callers because everybody shares different opinions.
That's true.
Yeah, and then especially the world that we live in now, things are changing. It's not like the back in the day where things were typical. This is how it's supposed to be. A lot of things are changing. So please call in. You could call in at 317-406-6469, and this is via WhatsApp.
Oh, I love that. I love that. I love that. And you know, taking us further, and like I want to apologize for the technicalities that happened today. It was beyond our control, and some of our commercials were supposed to, you know, come up. We've had people, you know, who had subscribed and wanted to advertise with us, but it's not coming up, and we apologize for this. Sincerely, we apologize, and for starting late too, we also, you know, apologize. So, Asia. We're coming to one of the very big subtopics in this, and this is going to be very, very, very dramatic.
Okay.
Right. Now, still talking about separately together. Separately together.
Yes.
What would be your take about building a house with your husband?
Building a house in the sense of starting from scratch or
No, building a
family?
structure.
Okay.
Like a structure. And there are reasons why I'm bringing this up, because in other parts of the world, I'm going to give you live scenarios about what has happened when a man and a woman build together.
Okay.
Because we've had situations that even before marriage, the man and the woman sit together and say, hey, I had this property before, you know,
I think someone is calling.
I think someone is calling, right?
Yes.
All right. I think we have a caller on the line right now. Let me put this on speaker. Hello, please.
Yeah, hi, I'm calling in for the talk show.
Oh, thank you very much. And this is the show, Complicated. May we meet you, your name and where you're calling from?
Yeah, my name is Carter Hill. I'm in Indiana.
Oh, Kahil, good to hear from you.
Yeah.
All
I'm
right.
loving the talk show. I'm loving the topics. And I just had a little bit of something to add in the topic of finances.
All right. Thank you very much, man. We're all here. We're listening.
Okay, so I think an important thing to talk about is finances. I see a lot of couples have to work through that because I'm a realtor, I'm in real estate. And one thing I think you have to talk about when you say, I heard you guys talk about women, we have to step up, which is not bad, it's good.
Okay.
But when women step up, it changes the dynamic of the relationship as well. You understand?
I feel you.
When women step up and start to earn more than their duties at home, then you have to share them. So are men ready for women to step up? Because things will change. That's my question to you guys.
Well, thank you very much, Kyle Hill, for calling in. I want to say we really appreciate your call. And probably before we drop, we'll just quickly say this, that we are not relationship experts, and this is a very big disclaimer we always put, but this is a conversation that will be ongoing, right? And we will talk about life issues, right? For me, on this, I would say communication is still the key, right? I love women who are energetic. Trust me, I love women who are independent. And independent in the sense does not mean that you won't respect your man, or you won't do what you're supposed to do, right? But I think there's a place to strike a balance. And if you have an understanding man, trust me, I've had situations where if the woman is out, she's a nurse and she's doing some other thing, the man steps up to help the woman at home take care of the children, right? Instead of doing some other things, because she's covering up for a lot of other things in the house. So if the man is quite understanding and can say, hey, this is what my wife was helping to do, and she can't do it for now because she's bringing in more funds, then help her. I think it's about understanding, it's about communication. And once we have this stretched out and set straight, we would have a blissful relationship and a blissful wedding or a marriage. That's my take on that, Kyle.
And it's Carhill, right?
Carhill, yes.
Yes. I'm so glad that you brought that up, because that is so true. Sometimes men feel like when the woman is stepping up, either she's overstepping her boundaries or her position in the relationship. And also it does change the dynamic. So that question would be more towards the men, because the men are the ones who have to answer those questions. But I honestly think, to kind of go back on what Yemi said, was it depends on the communication. And then also I'll always add understanding, because if you're communicating but you don't have that understanding, that common understanding, it doesn't work. So to throw in with the communication, understanding each other, and knowing that you guys are in it together but not separate. So I think that's the most important take on my end.
That's helpful. I was excited to hear both of your opinions. And I think it's Palumi, right?
No.
Say your name correct. Oh, I'm sorry.
My name is Asia.
Follow.
Okay. So, yeah, you guys both had good perspectives. I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
And, I think the women may understand me a little bit more. Yemi, I would be interested in your opinion. What would you tell one of your guy friends? I know you're not a relationship expert. What would you say to one of your guy friends if he said, man, my woman, she keeps all her money to herself, and I need her to help me more. But then once she starts helping him, he has to wake up in the middle of the night, feed the baby, change diapers, wash dishes, all these things, and he's complaining. What do you say?
And okay, see, these things happen, and I love the way you're bringing out these questions, Kyle Hill. I really appreciate. See, for me,
yes, real life.
Yes, it's real life situations. And see, for me, if a man should be reasonable, a man should be reasonable. If a woman is stepping up again, respect that, right? And don't go beyond your boundaries. Sometimes it's if a man begins to step off his boundaries that a woman begins to react. There can be no reaction, there can be no action without the reaction. That's how it works. So, if a man begins to complain like that, I'm going to tell him, hey, you need to sit back, take a breath, take a deep breath, and reflect. Then you need to call your wife and talk to her. Talk to her you as a man, you know the right time to talk to your woman and she will be calm. You don't expect to begin in the calmest way and tell her this is the situations, right? And if you need other help, talk to her about it that, hey, I think this is unbearing for me now. Can we find a better way to get this done, right? And if you guys talk it reasonably, if you don't say it rudely, you say it honorably to her. Trust me, no woman is a beast. No woman is a beast. Sometimes we as men are the ones who bring out the beast in the women.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I say this for free, right? So if you say it the right way, trust me, no woman would think about it, and even if she doesn't answer you immediately, she will come later and say, okay, let me just think about it, we'll find a way around it. You know, so that's how it works. So I'll talk to my friend that I should think about it, talk to the wife honorably, and I'm telling you, there will be peace in that relationship or in that home.
That's a good advice. But what if, because like I said earlier, everybody's different.
Yes.
Right? So everybody views things differently. So if you're giving that advice but your friend is still not understanding,
We will keep talking about it.
Yes.
For me, I believe in talking. And it's when you keep talking, you keep talking.
Mm-hmm.
And trust me, if it gets bad, I'm going to tell him to see a therapist. Mm-hmm. That's the only
You're
thing.
the experts.
The experts.
Right.
I'm telling you, they're the ones who will solve this. But it's good that we're talking about these things, you know.
Yeah.
And, it's one of those things, right? And Carl, we want to say thank you for calling in our first caller on this show, and we want to say we appreciate you for calling in. And you said you're a realtor, right?
Yes, yeah. I think obviously we've spoken before, but yeah, I'm a realtor and I sell real estate all around Indianapolis. Help a lot of families buy their homes. So, if anybody needs any real estate, expert, they can reach out to me.
Yes, and I love that. And for free, I'm giving you an advert right now, Carl.
Thank you.
Just-
Thank you. I love the show. And
Yeah.
thanks for letting me call in.
Thank you, and trust me, this platform is cut across, is a global platform. People in Africa, in Asia, in North America, South America are listening live. And so, if you have, if you want to build a home in North America, please feel free to talk to Carl Hill. Carl, what's your number again, please?
317-750-2539.
All right, and so if you want to reach to Carl, please, it's just a call away from your dream home, and she will make this happen for you. And I think you've been able to really house give a good home to a lot of communities around the world, right?
Absolutely. That's my favorite thing to do.
All right. Carl, I think I need a house. I'm going to talk to you after this show.
No problem. I got you.
All
I
right,
got you.
and thank you for calling. We really appreciate you.
Thank you for calling in.
You're welcome. Thanks. Bye.
Bye. All right, and the show is still complicated, and it's even getting more complicated this year, right?
Yes.
And so, if you want to still reach us on WhatsApp, the number to call is on WhatsApp, please. The number to call is +1 317 406 6469. And every Saturday by 10 a.m. it's going to run. It's a season, and it's going to run in 13 episodes. And so you can join us by 10 a.m. on Instagram and on Facebook. On Instagram, on Facebook, at official.live-events. At official.live-events. And if you miss this show, trust me, there's still an opportunity to watch us live on our YouTube channel. And so you can subscribe on our YouTube channel at official.live-event. Now, the event is without AS for the YouTube. And you can always join us there, and we're still talking about real-time relationship issues, right? So,
Okay.
Yeah, complicated. And before Carl Hill calling, I was trying to make a point, right? I was
Yes.
trying to tell you about what's your idea about, building a structure with your husband, not like a house. What's your take on that?
I think that question needs to be more clear in the sense of what are you saying? Are we coming to a common ground to build a structure? Or I think that question needs to be more clear so also the viewers can be able to understand.
Okay, so viewers at home, this is the deal, right? I've seen situations before now where before you go into a relationship and a marriage, a woman or a man calls you and say, hey, before we got into this deal, I had these properties.
Okay.
So, let's outline that. Let's sign. There's something that's
Prenup?
So, do you think that is right? And that's where I'm going. Do you think that is right? So let's talk about that. Then we talk about, do you think it's right to sign some of those documents before you go? If you say I love you, if you want to say I do, do you think it's right?
I'm laughing because that comes up a lot, and some people that I've met and talked to,
Okay.
that has came up, especially when the man is either making more
Alright.
and they're about to get in a relationship, or the woman is even making more, because prenup is not just for women to sign, men also sign it.
Okay.
It's all around. But I honestly think when it comes to prenup, if you have to have a prenup, that means you're thinking that your relationship is not going to last.
Okay.
It's not a forever thing. If you have to bring that prenup up, right? So that means you're already getting in a relationship without already having it in mind that I'm going to last with this partner of mine. So just in case something were to happen, I have this prenup to protect me.
And so why should you even go into that kind of marriage?
Exactly. Why?
Because, and these are things happening around the world, trust me.
Oh yeah.
For me, I grew up in a family, my parents were never separated, so, and I remember my father always saying things that even if the worst thing that will happen, there's nothing in this life that will happen that will make me separate. He kept saying those things and it sank in me.
That's right.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
And my mom, even through the thicks and things, she stayed in that marriage. My parents are over 80 years.
Oh, wow.
And they just celebrated their 80th birthday sometimes in December.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And they both, if you see them, you won't even know that they're 80 years, right?
Yeah.
And but this was the hallmark for us, that if you're going into a marriage, you must love everything that comes with the person.
Right.
So when you begin to tell me to come sign a document that you had this, you're just giving me that premonition already that you might opt out anytime.
Yeah.
For me, it's not safe. I don't know about you. If a woman, I'm sorry to say this, but I'm saying this, that if a woman tells me to sign that kind of document,
You're gonna be like, what?
I'm done. I'm done, Asia. I'm done. Trust me, I'm done. I'm done.
Usually it's the men that ask the women to sign.
And I know a lot of that happens,
Yeah.
but we cannot take that away from the women too, the richer
Yeah.
ladies, who feel, hey, let me sign this. And I mean, for me, there's no need of going into that marriage. It pays me to stay single for the rest of my life than not trusting somebody or believing that, hey, you will share my property.
Right.
As everything I had, even before I got married, becomes our property.
Exactly.
It becomes
ours.
our property, right? So we are not saying that it's wrong, but we're just talking. We're just
talking.
we're
Like
just
you
talking.
said, we're not experts.
We're not experts, right? And so we're just talking, and we'll
Yeah.
continue to have these, conversations, all around. But it's and that brings me to the fact that a lot of women or men along the line don't want to build houses too.
Yeah.
They don't want to acquire properties because they feel, hey, if I divorce, we're going to share it. Come on, I think that's a wrong.
Right.
I don't know, but for me, I speak for myself. I just speak for myself that, would I say I would have a good life because I don't want to share property at the end of,
At the end of the day, right? Because in the back of the mind, it's like when you have that prenup, it's already that stability is not even there in the relationship.
That's true.
And if you're getting ready to be in a relationship with somebody, 100% you should already be there. That's mine, everything. So if you're thinking of prenup, oh, just in case something happens, I have myself to protect, I have my properties protected, she's not going to take this from me or he's not going to take it from me, then you're already setting yourself for the topic that we're here separately but together. So I laugh at this topic all the time when it comes to prenup because everybody has their point of view. Some people say, well, it's just to protect me. But why do you need to protect yourself when you're with somebody that you're supposed to build your life with?
I mean, come on. I think marriage, it's more like for better, for best.
For better or for worse.
Well,
just like the saying the vows.
Yeah, So I think it's worthy to. And so, once again, if you're joining us for the first time, this is the show, Complicated, and you can reach us on WhatsApp on 317-406-6469, and we're always here at 10 a.m. every Saturday for the next 13 weeks. You can join us on Instagram, Facebook, and we're live at official.live-events, official.live-events, and if you missed this show, you have an opportunity to rewatch us on our YouTube channel at official.live-events. The event for the YouTube channel is without the S. Please don't forget. And after this time, we'll be going on a commercial. And when we come back, we are still uncomplicated.
That's right.
Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. We're on Complicated. And if you're just now tuning in, you can call in via WhatsApp. That's +1 317 406 6469. And you can also catch us on Instagram and Facebook at official.live-events. And if you missed this and you want to catch it back from the beginning, you can catch us on YouTube at official.live-events, and that's without an S. Also, Facebook is the best one for you to tune in. So make sure you're on Facebook, comment, call us. We want to hear from you.
All right, Aisha said it all. Please call us, and we'll be here to, talk about these things, right? We're still expecting your call. And so, still talking about separately together. Man, this topic has been mind-blowing. I'm telling you the truth. Yeah. And we can talk about this over and over.
All day.
I think we have a caller on the line right now.
Yes.
Hello? Hello?
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Yeah, this is Mustaya.
All right, it's nice having you on the show.
Yeah, nice watching your show from Indiana.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
You have something to add to the
I'm
show?
enjoying your show. I mean, you guys are talking real issues that are quite interesting.
Thank you very much. Man.
Thank you.
Yeah. But I just want to make 2 points to, contribute on 2 of the topics you raised.
All right.
The first one about women stepping up, to help their men when there are some gaps to be filled in the home and all of that. I just want to say that sometimes, like I heard when Carl called and said, are the men ready to step up? I mean, to accept me, women stepping up. And then the other point of that is sometimes when women step up, when a woman steps up in a home, sometimes then the man falls back. The sometimes you have men who fall back and then be like, oh, my wife is going to take care of that. I don't take care of that. My wife's going to take care of that. I don't take care of that. And then when she asks them, be like, why are you taking care of this? And they kind of find a way to dodge out of some of the responsibilities they should take care of. Because some men do that a lot. They see that, okay, my woman is working now, she's earning so much money. Oh, you're earning so much, so you should be able to take care of that, take care of that. And then they fall back. And then sometimes the woman is doing a whole lot more than she actually values. So that's one point. Then I was so what advice would you have for men who fall back and be like, oh, she's earning so much? I've heard somebody say, oh, do you know how much you're earning? You're earning a whole lot. You should take care of that. You should take care of this. You should take care of that. You know. And then second point I wanted to also be, because I want to get is on the issue of prenuptial. So I think sometimes the reason why people go into prenuptial is not necessarily because they think that they could fail, but because they've had horrible experiences. Some people have really had terrible experiences with people that they thought really loved them, that they were in love with, and then they go into the marriage or something, and then they discover that this person's motives were different. Because in marriage, people do change. Some people go into marriage pretending to be what they are not, pretending very much to be in love. And some people who have a lot of assets, who have worked really hard their whole life, and to make their lives comfortable, and then they're bringing somebody in who they want to share that with. And if they've had bad experiences, they want to kind of protect themselves, because in this day and age, you don't even know who you're marrying. I mean, people go into marriage thinking this person is straight, only to find out that the person is not straight sexually. So you're going into marriage thinking this person really loves me, we're in love, and then you go in and see that this person is different. So I think it's not because people don't trust, don't want the marriage to work or believe it's going to fail, but it's because they want to protect themselves, because maybe they've had horrible experiences. I mean, if people have had trust issues, they've been betrayed. Once bitten, twice shy. Otherwise, they just don't end up not marrying at all. So I think that maybe to give themselves a chance to marry again, then they do that. You know what? And if a person who really loves you, even if you're asking the person to find a prenuptial, it shouldn't be a problem. Because why? You love me, right? You're not going to take my money, so why should it bother you that you have to sign this? After all, you're not here for my money anyway. You say you're here to love me. That shouldn't bother you. That's just my take on that.
All right, thank you very much for calling in. We really appreciate you. And just like we've said on this show, we have a disclaimer: we're not experts, right? But we're just talking. But I'll talk about the first one, and I'll leave Asia to actually treat the second part, which you just discussed.
Okay.
For me, real men should be real men, right? Even if your wife is, earning more than you, come on now, you're still the man. God has placed you overall to be the man. Take charge and understand when to cut the lines, because normally, like I said, it is the men who bring out the beast in the women. Women are lovely creation.
That's
Trust
right.
me.
Yes, we are.
I love women. I love women.
Thank you.
So, but most times some of these things happen. I must say it the way it is, right? So, my admonition on this is, let's not give up, right? Let's still give love a chance, no matter how it is. I know some of these things have happened in the past, but come on. If Peter was a bad guy, it doesn't mean Paul would be worse, So sometimes it happens, but like I said, real men must prove themselves. Men are the head of the family. If your wife is even earning more than you, come on. Don't pull back. Don't feel she should be the one doing all that. If you were in charge of all the bills, come on, do it. She has a part to play, notwithstanding, right? So, Asia.
Yeah, I agree with that. And also, like Yemi said, I'm going to go ahead and touch the second question or topic that you brought up in the sense of the prenup. What you stated also goes back to what we were also saying in the sense of it's to protect the person. People do it because they want to protect themselves. Like you said, if you love me and I'm asking you to sign a prenup, if you really love me, you'll sign it anyway. It shouldn't matter why I'm asking you or not. But at the same time, we also have to remember, if some people might also think, if you love me, why are you asking me to sign a prenup? You know, so I think it just depends on how you take it, your opinion, in the sense of where you're standing, because it's true. A lot of people have gone through experiences. It's not because they're probably wanting to end the relationship or they think it might not go anywhere, but they want to protect themselves. So it goes back to experiences and your mindset, your mentality. So it's that stability that's very important, and you know, just like we said, it's complicated. We're uncomplicated. So the topics itself are complicated. Because people come from a good part. You know, I have it in my heart that I want to be in a relationship forever. You know, it's for a lifetime with me and that person. However, you never know what's going to happen because life happens. You know, so just to go back, like I said, it's to protect yourself. However, we have to think, if I love that person, why am I asking that person to sign a prenup? And if I love you and you love me, why are you not wanting to sign a prenup? You see, so there's both coins to that. It's like a head and a tail. Which one does it fall on? Yeah, so yeah, but I'm glad you brought that up. Yes.
Yeah, I want to thank you for calling in, and we really appreciate this. Like we said, we're still going to be live next week and for the next 13 weeks. So please tell your friends, tell everyone to hook up with us on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook, right?
Yes.
All right.
Really appreciate your call.
You guys keep up the good work. You're doing great.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Have a good day.
And
You too. Have a great day.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. And it's still the show, Complicated.
Yes.
Things are getting more complicated than things there, right?
Yes.
And we're talking about separately together. And this is a topic that has generated a lot of, conversations all around the world. And we're here to discuss that,
That's
right? And if you still want to call us, you can reach us on 31317-406-6469. The number again to call on WhatsApp is +1 317 406 6469. And let's talk about this, right? And you can reach us on Instagram and Facebook at official.life-events. Official.life-events. This time, the events is with an S. And if you miss this show, which I don't think you would miss, yes, no, you won't miss it. But if you miss it, please hook us up on our YouTube channel at official.life-event. Now, it's without an S, event. Please do not miss it. I'm still talking about that. I think it's like my producer was, talking to me. Is that it's preferable to be on Facebook. I think that's the target, right? So I think it's far better to be on Facebook. But if you're still on Instagram, please, be part of this. Call in and let's keep talking. And I know that major issues why these things happen. The men tend to say, hey, you have to sign this. The women say, we have to sign this, right? And these things happen. But like I said, let's give love and kindness another chance. It happens. That you might have been bruised, you might have been battered in a relationship, but it doesn't mean neglected.
Yes.
But you can find love again. It happens in these relationships and marriages.
Yeah.
The first one you had might not work. But it doesn't really mean that the next one will not work.
Yeah, exactly.
Give it a try. There's always an opportunity to, give it a try, right? So
I agree.
I think it's time is well spent. And by my time, I think it's 11 a.m. in Indiana here, Indianapolis. And we've been treating this topic separately together.
What a combination.
What a combination. And the program and the show is still complicated. This is a show that is brought to your doorstep every Saturday by 10 a.m. I know we started a bit late today because of technical issues, but these things happen, right?
Yeah.
But we promise it's not going to happen next time. We'll try to, be on top of things, dot our I's and cross our T's where necessary, and we'll bring you the best show ever around the world. This is a global display, this is a global show, and you know, we are here to get things running, right? Separately together. I think time is fast spent, and it's been a
good one.
It's been a good day, yeah. And we want to tell our viewers out there that we want to thank you for watching us. Please tell your friends, tell your loved ones. Once it's 10 a.m. every Saturday, hey, get to our handles on Facebook, Instagram, and let's dialogue, let's talk. And you can reach us once again on WhatsApp, +1 317 406 649. I want to apologize that we're not able to pull up a lot of adverts today. We promise next week some of these, technicalities will have been handled, and we will be able to get those things situated.
Right, and leave comments as well. Even topics that you want to hear us talk about on Complicated, leave in the comments. Like we said, official.life events on Instagram and Facebook. Leave your comments so we can get back to you as well. And make sure that you tune back in if you missed the show or if you only caught the part of it at official.life event on YouTube.
Yeah, and don't forget to like and share, right? Don't forget to like and share. I forgot to say this all the way. Don't forget to like and share. Just keep liking, just keep sharing, and tell your loved ones that we are live here every Saturday by 10 a.m. And on this note, I want to say thank you to our viewers at home. I want to say, Asia, it's nice having you. You're wonderful, you're phenomenal. I love the way you talk. And
thank you, sir.
I know beyond this time we'll be having these conversations. Like she said, please feel free to leave your comments on our handles, and we will be able to relate with you. If you have all that comments, please put them there. And if you have topics you feel that we can talk about, we'll be more than happy to have those comments. Uncomplicated, we want to say thank you. Thank you for being part of our first premiere. Even though it happened like this, we promise it's not going to happen that way again. And to our future sponsors, we want to say thank you. If you're interested in sponsoring this show, please reach us on 1-317-406-6469. If you're interested in sponsorship, please reach us. And if you're also interested in adverts, please. Like we said, we're supposed to display some advert today, but because of technicalities, we couldn't really do it the way we wanted to do it. But we promise it's not going to happen the second time. Well, I want to say once again, thank you for being part of this show. It's 11:15 p.m. and we're about signing out. My name is Yemi Ogumilade and I have
Asia Falana.
I want to say thank you. Join us same time next week and we'll be here live to talk about issues. Complicated is the show. We love you and we want to say goodbye and God bless.
Have a great one.
Hour without even adverts.
Thinking,
You see how this thing works.
Take it